Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Tiny Learn Hub and welcome back to our SQL interview series. So in this particular series, we have created some different topic for you guys. Now, today I have a SQL interview problem that looks simple, but the solution is actually pretty clever. But imagine you are having a table contents using the login dates and the interviewer asks you, suppose you want to find the users who logged in for the last 3 consecutive days. So sounds easy, right? But what if that's are there are gaps into it? So what if a user logs in multiple times on the same day, and how do you turn those rows into separate sticks? This is where a powerful skill pattern called gaps and islands comes in. And by the end of this episode you will understand the particular tricks and whatever we are using into it, the queries, the particular strong queries for this one. Now, for the particular data, I have created some table for one table, that is user login 24, and I have first dropped the table as we do in our each and every episode. So we dropped the table and created a separate table into it. Okay, a particularly unique table, and in here I have inserted the data in this way, like Sam have logged in August 1, 2 and 3 days stick. Okay, then there is a gap, like 4th August is missing, and then 5th August and 6th August 2 days stick. Okay, so we have initially included some sort of duplicate logins into it, so it will be good for the demonstration for me. So we have used the distinct as well for creating the stake. Okay, so this is the data I have been used in here. Suppose I am running this query, and I have getting the data like this way. Okay, this is our data. Okay, yeah. Now in here, suppose look at the table first. Okay, so in the table we have login ID, means the user ID, username, and the login dates. Okay, now look for the Sam. Okay, this is the particular username I'm looking for. So Sam logged in 1, 2 and 3rd. This is this 3 days he or she logged in, and then 4th August is missing. See, there is no 4th August. There is 5 and 6 after this. So that's a gap. And then August 5th, 6th from another stake. Okay, this is the 3 stake. 1, 2, 3, it's a 1 stake, and 5th and 6th, it's a another stake. So this is exactly what we need to identify. Okay, now suppose there are some duplicate dates as well. Okay, in my data I have included the duplicate dates, but in here I have write one query into it. So first look at the query. This is a query. But now here is another problem. Sam logged in twice on August 6th. Okay, so if we are calculating a login stake, should that count as 2 days? No, a stake is based on days. So we find, first need one row per user per day. And that's why we are using distinct. And this is an important interview detail. Always understand the grain of the problem before applying a window function. And here our grain is one user, one login day. This is very good practice for you guys also. Now there is some duplicate same day events can distort the same stake calculation. So deduplicating first in is important, is very important. Now let me execute this query. Yeah, so this is the way we can get the user ID, username, and the login date. So it will be easy for us to find the whatever dates they have been logged in. Now let's come to the another query. Okay, the third one. This is our third query. Yes. Now in here we are going to number each user's login day. for Sam, we have, get August 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So we are using to, numbering this one using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way. So notice something interesting. The date jumps from August 3 to August 5th. Okay. But the row number only increases by 1. And this is where the SQL trick starts. Okay. Now let me execute this one. Yeah. So this is how we row numbered our all the users login dates. Okay. Now in here, let me show you something. So in here, I have some dates and row numbers. Okay. So for the August one, I have used the 1. August 2, it is 2. 3, it is 3. August 5, it is 4. And 6, it is 5th. So this is how it is working. And this is how it is going to work. The logic behind it is this one. So in here, the key idea behind the gap and island, for consecutive days, both the date and the row number move forward by 1. So when we subtract the row number from the date, the result stays the same. Only, look at the first 3 dates. Okay, that's all the product, the same grouping, value, and then there is a gap. The date jumps forward, but the row number doesn't jump by 2. So the grouping value changes, but that values, gives us a way to identify the separate states. This is the island key. Okay. Now the date minus row number, as you see, this is how it works. So it's invariant in the classical gaps and the island technique for consecutive calendar dates. Okay. Now let me create one island key for you. So there is some separate query for this one I have created. So yeah, this is the query. Okay. Yeah. Just see this one. Now, let's usually create the grouping key because we are using the SQLite in here. Okay. So we are using the date function. We are talking, all the gaps and islands. So we are taking the login date and the subtracting the row number into it. Okay. In days. So now look at the island key. Consecutive dates have the same dates. Okay. Same key, but when there is a gap, the key changes, and that's the whole trick. Okay. Now if I want to run the query, so this is how it works, and this is the island key we have getting. Okay. So what we are doing, we are subtracting the consecutive date from the row number. Okay, this is how we are doing that. The login dates and the subtracting the row number. This is how we are getting the island key. Okay. Now there is some groups of the islands. Okay. Now for that one, we need to execute some another query, the consecutive query. Okay. So this is how we are using. So in here, basically, we have our island key. Now, so we can finally use the group by. So we are grouping by user and the island key. Then we can calculate the minimum login date for the start of the stake and the maximum login date for the end. And then use the count star for the number of days. Okay, that's how we are working. Yeah, as you see in here, we are using this one. And now we are individual login records have become actual stakes. Okay, so let me execute this query. Yeah, so this is how it's going to work. Yeah, this is the result. Now find the 3-day stake. Okay, if it is asking for you like find 3-day stake, then you need to do one thing, that having count star is greater than equals to 3. You need to do that one. Now if I want to find this one, so we need to use, this is the particular trick we need to use. So for this one, if I execute this one, yeah, this is the query. So in here, Now suppose the interviewer says you like I only want stakes for at least 3 days. So we are already created the groups. Now we can simply filter those groups using habit, and that's because count star is an aggregated calculated for each stake, so where filters the rows and having filters our complete stake groups. So this is also neatly connected today's concept, so back in our episode 18 lesson, without repeating it. So okay, now in the longest stake if we are working, so that's for that one, we have write this query. Okay, if we need to work on the longest stake, but let's make the interview question a little harder if they want. So what if the interviewer asks you like find the longest login stake for each user? So you have already done the difficult part. Okay, so we have one row per stake. Now we can rank those stakes using a window function, and this is where episode 17 comes back into the picture, and we can use the rank for rank each user stake by length. Okay, yeah, so this is how the query works. Now if I want to execute the query, yeah, so as you see all the stake dates are here. Now in here I want to show you like this way. Suppose but here, if I want to see it like this way, like our query is going to work in this way. Like first we need to go to the users, then it go to the stake. Second, then it goes to the rank by stake date. Okay, then it goes to the rank equals to 1, then to the rank state. Then it goes to the rank, this one, and state. Okay, so this is the picture of the flow. Okay, now suppose if I continue with the big picture, okay, if I thought about the big picture, how the gaps and islands are particularly working. So you need to count this thing. Okay, right here you need to do one thing. So don't memorize the as one giant SQL query. So break it into the steps first. So first get one row per user per day. Okay, so that's how you guys going to work, and then number the days, then create the island key, then group by the consecutive days, and finally find the sticks. So that's the gap and the island pattern. So that's how it going to work. Now suppose you are having some sort of SQL query. So for today's problem I have designed it like this way, so you can particularly practice from yourself. So this is our interviewer challenge today. So in here, today SQL interview challenge, find users who logged in for at least 3 consecutive days. Return username, stake date, stake start date, the end date, and here is the bonus one, like find the user with the longest login stake. Pause the video and try solving it yourself. Don't check the pinned comment immediately. Give yourself a few minutes to work through the pattern. Okay, now there is a gap and islands, so these are the concept into it. The key tricks to remember it, like for consecutive dates, date minus row number stays constant, so that's constant becomes our group key. Once you understand that idea, a whole category of SQL interview problems become much easier. If you find this useful, like the video and subscribe to the SQL Interview Lab. And don't forget to solve today's challenge. I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, keep practicing, keep cracking those SQL interviews. Till then, bye. Thank you.